What's going on, guys, and welcome to yet another video. Peppe here, and today I will be teaching you how to perform a push-up the proper way. Now, there are many types of push-ups: the scapula push-ups, the wide grip push-ups, the narrow grip push-ups, the tricep push-ups, the pike push-ups, the handstand push-ups. But for today's video, we're just going to focus on the most basic of the push-up variations, and is the variation I start all my students with. The first thing we need to determine when using proper technique during a push-up is how far our hands should be from one another. I personally use a biacromial grip where not my index but my thumb, it aligns with my acromioclavicular joint. If you palpate towards the lateral end of your clavicle, it joins with the acromion coming from behind, from your scapula. So approximately where this red line ends, you mark this point and it should correspond with the beginning of your thumb right here. By assuming a biacromial grip, you are making sure that during the push-up your elbows won't flare out, but they will automatically track backwards close to your body, keeping your shoulders safe and out of potential injury. Now that we know how far our hands should be from one another, what about our feet? You want to perform push-ups while keeping your legs and your feet together. As far as pelvic alignment, you don't want to be in the extreme on this one, but you want to try to stop in the middle. I show you what I mean. If you do push-up by having an anteriorly tilted pelvis, which is like this, when you do the push-up, you're just putting unnecessary stress into your lumbar spine, and obviously we don't want to do that. On the other hand, having a posteriorly tilted pelvis, it's fine, but it's not a requirement, because as long as you keep the lower back neutral and not arched, there is no need to over-exaggerate this gymnastic style posterior tilt, which is not gonna make any difference. The misconception is that we mistake squeezing the glutes with posteriorly tilting your pelvis. You can keep your pelvis neutral and you can still squeeze your glutes and perform your push-up the normal way. The proper way, should I say. As far as elbow alignment during push-ups, you want to keep the elbows tracking in line with the sides of your body. Try to not allow your elbows to flare to the side for the sake of your wrist and shoulder health. In the case of wide grip push-ups, you can allow your elbows to flare out as long as they don't surpass the level of your shoulders. Try to keep the elbows below the line of your shoulders, and your wrist, your elbows, and your shoulders will thank you for it. One of the most neglected concepts when it comes to push-up technique is how your shoulder blades, your scapula, should behave during the push-up. Now, before we explore the movements of your scapula in the actual push-up position, it's important for you to understand scapula positioning in an unloaded position. So for this video, we're just gonna consider the 3 main scapula positions that are related to the push-up exercise. When your shoulder blades move away from each other, sliding on your rib cage, we have a scapula protraction. When the shoulder blades move towards each other, sliding on top of the rib cage, pinching in the middle towards the spine, we have scapula retraction. In between these 2 positions, which is in the middle, we have the scapula in a neutral alignment. So now that you have learned the terminology, we can apply it to the push-up exercise. So at the top of the push-up position, you want to make sure you protract your scapula, activating your serratus anterior muscles, which is located right here. Now, from this position, you want to pass through a neutral alignment, and you can allow your blades to retract and bring your chest to the ground, performing the push-ups. And then you want to push yourself back up, and as you push back up, you want to end up in a strong, protracted position, again activating your serratus anterior. If you don't really feel these 2 positions, protraction, neutral, retraction, what you can do is an exercise called scapula push-ups, and you just work the ability of your scapula to retract. Don't bring them up, there is no need, just as far as you can keep them retracted. Don't bend the elbows, and then you want to push the scapula away from each other. If this is too hard, you can always scale it by going on your knees and learning it first on your knees, and then once this movement starts to feel like, okay, I can do this, then you want to combine the scapula push-ups to the full push-up. So you go, protract, really push that floor away, bring your shoulder blades in neutral, bend your elbows. At the bottom, you retract, open through the chest, and then push yourself up into a strong protraction. The last element we're going to cover for the push-up technique is range of motion. I've heard many times people claiming I can do 100 push-ups. When I was 18, I could do 200 push-ups, 5 sets of 50 push-ups, or ridiculous numbers like that. But in reality, all these people probably didn't have a proper technique, meaning that the range of motion during a push-up or any other exercise for that matter should be full range of motion, all the way down with control and all the way up. No half reps are allowed. If during a push-up you're just bending and then pushing yourself up just like that, of course you can do 200 push-ups. I can do 2000 like this, but you want to always lower your chest to the ground and push yourself straight back up. Another technique that is often seen is going fully down but only halfway up. Fully down, halfway up, and you go like this. Now this is the same. You don't want to do half reps, but make sure you keep the range of motion full. As always, technique requires practice. Try to avoid this common mistake when performing a push-up. When you lower your chest, you don't have enough pushing strength, your chest comes up first and then your hip follows. This is just gonna hurt your lower back. So you go down, chest come up, and hips follow. Same from your knees. You go down, chest come up, and then your hips follow. Try to move chest and hips simultaneously at the same level. Chest goes down, hips go down, chest goes up, hips go up. And another common error is to leave your hip high and only lower your chest. The chest moves together simultaneously with the hips. And the last error we're gonna see today is leaving the shoulders behind the level of the wrist. This is not so much of an error, but it's just about building a little bit more body awareness and keeping the shoulders always stacked on top of the wrists, if not a little bit further forward than the wrists. So sometimes when you do the push-up, you might find it weird to lower straight down like this, because the head shouldn't go in between your thumbs, but you should actually try to bring the head so that it creates a triangle with your hands. So don't lower the head straight down, but think about creating a triangle with your head at the top and the two hands for the base. To quickly recap the content of this video and to bring it all together, we want to use a biacromial grip where the thumb corresponds with your acromioclavicular joint. You want to have your feet glued together and your legs together. Your pelvis should be in a neutral alignment. Your elbows should not flare out. You start in a strong protraction. You bend your elbows, you pass through a neutral scapula position, lower your chest fully to the ground, retract your shoulder blades, push yourself up in a strong protraction. I hope you enjoyed the video and found the content useful and you can apply it to your own training. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments below. I will make sure to reply. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive regular updates. That's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, I almost forgot. If you cannot do a push-up with your knees off the floor yet, please go down in the description below and I will link a video on how to build the strength from 0 to 1 push-ups in the fastest way possible.